Hello, everyone, and welcome to Got Thrones, a Game of Thrones podcast. I'm Johnny Kolasinski, and with me, as ever, is Alexandra August, my illustrious also host.
Hey, y'all.
We are here to continue our discussion of the Dragon Season 1 as we lean into the show coming back towards the end of the summer. So we are going to be discussing the cliff notes of episode 4 of Season 1, King of the Narrow Sea.
Yep, folks, and we are going to be doing this through the end of season 1 and all of season 2. We will rewatch the entire set of 18 episodes of House of the Dragon before the onset of the new season in June, whenever they drop it. And these are meant to be, like Johnny said, Cliff's Notey, just quick recaps and just a quick refresher before the season. We're kind of watching it, so you guys don't have to. JK, but the show is very dense.
Yeah.
And I would not have remembered any of what I'm thinking now had I not decided to rewatch it. So please take advantage of our noble sacrifice.
The number of names that I have to pull from the wiki immediately after watching an episode about them is very high.
It's so high. It's the number of actors for single characters, the amount of time passed, the amount of like truly interesting subtextual political machinations at work. I mean, I'm just, the power dynamics alone. We simply were not ready for this when it happened.
I appreciate the fact that, yes, they've got 2 actors for Alicent and Rhaenyra and for all of the Viserion kids, but they saved that money by having 1 actor play all the Lannisters.
Oh man, I'm so excited to talk about Jason Lannister, who comes back in episode 5. Spoiler alert. Folks, if you want to find us on socials, you can find us on Instagram at Got Thrones, you can find us on YouTube at Got Thrones Podcast, and you can find us on TikTok at Got_Thrones.
That is correct. And if you've been listening so far, we kind of do our quick recap of the episode in what we call a trial of the 7, where each of us try to describe the episode in 7 sentences.
Valiantly.
It's valiantly. Yeah. And it is competitive. We judge ourselves. And I will go ahead. I'll lead us off for this one.
Ooh.
For episode 4.
But a drum roll, the drums are, people are lining up. All right.
Okay. So, Rhaenyra is having no luck on Westerosi Tinder, but at least she has her new platonic bestie Crispin by her side. In King's Landing, she and Daemon hit the town, but fail to hook up, not for lack of trying. Good thing her platonic bestie Crispin is back at her place. Otto sees Rhaenyra out and tells Dad. Dad confronts Daemon, who lies and says that he and Rhaenyra bumped uglies. Stepmama Alicent confronts Rhaenyra, who lies and says that her ugly remained completely unbumped. Dad fires Otto and sends Rhaenyra Plan BT.
It was very, 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 very good. People got up to so much this episode. That was, I also, yeah, the tea was a move.
You want to give us yours?
I do, because I think they're similar but different, like our mutual approaches. All right, problematic uncle returns and has done the work. The BFFs Rhaenyra and Alicent reunite. Daemon and Rhaenyra have a very special episode. Rhaenyra commands her sexuality with the confidence of a finance bro. Otto narcs on Rhaenyra. Rhaenyra agrees to keep it in her pants long enough to marry Laenor, and Viserys breaks up with Otto. So, like, Criston, I feel like this is his last episode where he is, like, really receiving of any of my sympathy. Yeah. Receiving of empathy or sympathy from me. So, like, y'all enjoy while it lasts.
Like, I don't know how he's the opposite of an incel.
It's so mind-bending.
Like, he has sex once, and then everything goes awful. He just becomes the worst.
Has the best night of his life, and then sexual, like the the power dynamics in this episode, specifically the sexual power dynamics, because we just see a lot of that. It's a lot of that. We go straight from Damon and Rhaenyra straight to Rhaenyra and Kristen, and not to mention, I feel like a lot of people got down this episode. Yeah,
Hmm.
and like we have like Rhaenyra's night out with Damon is paralleled with Alicent's like quiet night in and making herself
Night
some
in.
tea. Yeah, and enjoying her me time until Viserys was like, "Hey," and rings for her, and she has to go do her wifely duty and smile and think of England. And meanwhile, Rhaenyra is like trying to have sex with her uncle and then coming back and successfully having sex with like one of the handsomest young men in the castle. Her personal white knight, like I don't know. This episode was I what did you think?
I I liked it. I was definitely surprised with how long it was.
Mm.
And this has been kind of the running theme as we've been watching these is that they're long episodes that feel longer. Also, for all of the sex that was had, it was really not sexy.
No. Like, well, I
And I
can
think intentionally.
yeah, I this is the weirdest thing to me. Like I'm sitting in this the year of our Lord 2026 when Taylor Frankie Paul, goody Taylor Frankie Paul has been shunned by the reality television community like for not that like I'm trying to necessarily toot Taylor Frankie Paul's horn, but I'm just like, boy, we as a society were really okay with Matt Smith, who I believe is in his 40s at the time, and Millie Alcock, who is like very early 20. And again, like
Yeah,
it's
she was
fine.
probably 20 when it was filmed.
It's yeah, but like it is very clear that the story being told here is of a naughty incestuous romp between an uncle and his much younger. I will say Matt Smith, I feel like they younged him up for this episode. Like he
Hmm.
kind of looks like
The
he's in his
haircut.
20. Yeah, and so like but it's just really I'm surprised with like I'm kind of into it. It's weird that I'm kind of shipping it. Like I can't decide if that just speaks more of like me or just like it is they managed to land that really difficult plane just because
I,
of
I
Targaryen PR and
yeah, I think that they land the plane and don't have there's so many problems that they cancel each other out.
yeah. Like how can you expand on that?
Um, well, yeah, half joke, but I mean, they're related. There's the age gap. There's the he's married. There's the they're related. We saw grooming in episode one. Like all of this happens, and so we're not dwelling on any of it.
Mhm. And
And
like
it's just like, well, this is pretty horrible.
this
So
feels right.
we're,
That's
yeah,
This show is fucking crazy, y'all.
yeah.
This show's crazy. Like, this is the most commanding Rhaenyra. Like, I love the depiction of a woman who is just like, I would like to have sex tonight. Thank you very much. And I'm a princess, so let's make this happen.
Mhm.
But at the same time, you read that interaction, and Kristen had it. Like, the power dynamic is one of like again, like that's why I say a finance bro. She sexually harasses her employee, and she absolutely is, and I say this happens in season two when she and Masseria kind of come together. Rhaenyra is sort of willfully ignorant of the effect of the consequences of her own power on people who are not Targaryen.
Mhm.
And she kind of we should get to our tracking boards before, but like
Yeah.
she kind of frustrated me this episode because she just felt like an asshole. Like and really
Mhm.
irresponsible with the weight of her existence on other people, I guess.
Yeah. And she had the realization of, wait, I'm not everyone's favorite all the time when she saw the Mummers show with the small folk. And I wonder how much that played into her needing some validation from Kristen.
I think it played into it quite a bit. And speaking of the show, there are so many characters and so many moving pieces. We are going to be tracking some items each episode just so we can kind of keep a running, keep a running tally of what's going on, who's around, who's new, who dies, who gets married, major changes. Johnny, where are we at with, most importantly, Viserys decomp status? How far have we progressed by episode four?
So he's looking pretty bad. We're mostly seeing him now wearing gloves.
I hadn't noticed that.
which means his hands are probably pretty rotty. He's coughing a lot more. Um, he's on first name basis with all the Maesters. We see a lot of sores and things on his back.
Mm.
Things are not looking well. He's still, yeah,
He's still laying Kane, which good for him.
right.
But yeah,
Which
during
that gives him a one up on Damon
yes, it does. Yes, David heard you say that, Johnny, and he's gonna find you after school.
and kill me.
He'll probably try. Well,
He-
I'm gonna find the ghost of Ray of Royce, and she'll protect you.
so yeah, he's not looking good. I think we all know where this is going because
Yeah.
the show came out 4 years ago.
Yes. But yeah, it's Viserys has definitely turned a corner because I think this was the point too where like maybe if you didn't watch a ton of Game of Thrones and you saw that pinky finger last episode and you were like, okay, well it's just his pinky. Maybe he'll lose his pinky and it'll be a vanity thing. Now would be the episode that you probably turn the corner and would be like, oh, so this is like
It's just his spine. Maybe he'll lose its spine.
it's fine when you
Maybe he'll lose
cough
his
in medieval
torso.
shows. The Maesters know what they're
Yeah.
doing. So advanced. Um, he sits on a chair made of spikes.
Yes.
In terms of we don't get a proper new characters this week, but we do get a little King's Landing. Whoa, the crossover no one asked for.
Six Flags Over Westeros.
Oh, what is a modern Westerosi theme park? Somebody died.
Eight
Somebody
flags. Eight
died.
flags over Westeros.
9 flags. So who's introduced when Daemon and Rhaenyra kind of go out on the town, we get a fun look at Westerosi culture after dark because there's both a show, there's like a mummers dance and then
Hmm.
naked dance tattoo orgy show, and then there's just the brothel. But it's a well-rounded culture, it's a cultural evening. I'm curious about Westerosi socialites, I suppose.
Yeah. And I think we saw not just that side of Westeros, but again, like I was saying, we saw that even discounting the Game of Thrones and just the court of public opinion at large, things are not going to go well when Viserys dies.
That's yes.
As far as characters are concerned, we didn't meet anyone specifically new.
Nobody gets married, but people go to Pound Town.
Yeah.
Namely Rhaenyra, she agrees to marry Laenor after her father like shakes
Hmm.
her and is like, "You have to do this. Can you stop fucking it up, please? Can you please stop? Like, can you keep it in your pants?" And then yeah, she basically marries Kristen for for what his emotional
Yeah, yeah.
infrastructure can
In his mind,
handle. Yes, baby boy. And then yeah, nobody dies, but Otto's heart dies. I think
yeah. Otto gets sent to a farm upstate,
to a really
but
nice
he
over
does not
55.
actively perish. Yeah, he's going to start playing bocce ball.
All of this is kind of comes at the expense of Allison, who's just really, really doing her fucking job this week. Like she
Hmm.
mends things with Rhaenyra, she makes sure her husband is taken care of. And when Rhaenyra does not lie, and she tells Allison that she absolutely did not have sex with her uncle, Alicent takes her at her word, and when she defends Rhaenyra and insists that Rhaenyra isn't lying, Rhaenyra then is basically able to use Otto as leverage and say, "Listen, I will agree to marriage, but you need to clean house because this guy doesn't have me or my best interest at heart. You can clearly see that." And so Viserys is like, "Well, your daughter sold you out, and my daughter doesn't like you, so peace." And Alicent is not pleased about this. She did not anticipate Otto
No.
being sacked.
Yeah, she the in-law suite was built to be used.
He did a really wonderful performance review last year.
Yeah.
Viserys says that too. He's like, "Man, you did a great job. You've just done a
You did
great
a great
job."
job. Like, you know,
And
from from day one, you taught me how to do my job better.
he says that he's like, "You taught me how to be king," but times change, and so do the needs of the organization.
Hmm.
Yep. Yep, which I think makes for a really good segue into our winners and losers of the episode. Who slayed this week and who got cut? Johnny. Who did you feel like walked away with it this week? Or just had a good week?
That's rough.
I know.
Like, he wasn't here, but Larry's
Why do you say that?
because he's gonna end up, king consort. Oh, not Larry's. I'm sorry. I too many L names. Too many L names.
Oh,
Lenore. Yeah, Lenore.
so
Yeah, Lenore is the closest thing to someone who slayed.
I think you're right, because I mean, who did I yeah,
The Viserions in particular, like
the
as a
Valerians, yeah.
whole.
I think, yeah, like they're like after kind of like several years ago when they were like, you don't want to marry our 12-year-old, and we're like really insulted and upset by that. I feel like the ships have righted and they are appeased and I think that they're feeling probably we see next episode that Corliss is like, great, I'm willing, I'm dealing, we're gonna, and yeah,
If we didn't know where this was going, I would say Kristen.
I did say Kristen. 'Cause I just wanted like, he's so earnest, and it really is, like, with their little camping, like, thing the other week, and the fact that, like, she's
Mhm,
the one who was like, "Yo, you're worth something. You actually saw battle. I'm gonna" like, Rhaenyra just, like, is this boy's whole world in a way that is
mhm,
extremely organic and very legitimate, given at least in terms of, like, extremely organic. Again, all of his feelings are very valid, and Rhaenyra
mhm.
abused her power and abused her position and gave him the best night of his life. Like he's like, oh man, Kristen had such a great evening.
Yeah,
And so I just wanted to give that to him because he doesn't make great choices after this.
yeah.
I don't know that this was a
Unfortunately,
great
he peaked
choice.
at prom night.
He did. He was prom king. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
Don't get me. It was a landslide. Everybody voted for Kristen. But sometimes, you know, when you peak, you peak. So who was your cut?
Again, that's difficult because everyone. I have to go with Otto because he was literally cut from the team,
Literally.
but honorable mention to Damon
Damon did have
for
a rough night.
yeah, self-inflicted wound,
And it's like, you know
but
that Damon's having a rough night if Daemon Targaryen cannot, like, successfully party, because that feels like mostly his brand the first couple of episodes is he's just like, "I'm gonna have a righteous night wherever the fuck I go. I am a good fucking time, unlike everybody else." And this episode, he just didn't show up for work.
here's where that problematic age gap comes in. Because beginning of the series, Daemon Targaryen would not have had the same issue.
We would not have on multiple levels.
But yeah, but this man is now, pushing 40, living a rough life.
Not really willing to see the consequences of his actions, so they're gonna keep coming for a while.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. It's good TV.
You know what? Actually, I am going to give it to because it was self-inflicted. I'm giving it to Damon over Otto.
You know, I'm with you there. It was a little bit more. I think Damon deserves his flowers for this. We're having just
Mm,
a rough day.
whatever the opposite of those are. Who is yours?
Also, Kristen,
Hmm.
because he eats the food of the fairy folk. He eats it
Hmm.
and he knows he shouldn't. He folds up his little
Hmm.
white cloak and he's like, I'm really like, and that's sort of where, like, it really was like such a wonderful scene of like, this is some pretty like subtextual work here. Cause I think they were very much the way she like makes him come into the room. She's got his helmet and she goes into the room and he has to go with her. And then she just kind of keeps, and I don't want to be like, and he just simply cannot resist, but it really feels like you could look at it that way, or you could also look at it as like she is his like she effectively owns him. Like these are
Yeah.
not like she can absolutely like she has control over his life and his actions in a very direct way. And so the idea that she would keep kind of like bringing him in there and that he would be able to have that he's able to push back in a way that there's absolutely not going to be any consequences to that. Like that's non-existent. There could absolutely be consequences for telling her no.
Like there's he simply can't resist horny, and he simply can't resist could die.
Yeah, like the material power differential. And also too, like I absolutely understand that a young man who is that attractive and who has simply never had sex because he gave his life to the military, but still lives around beautiful and often naked women all the time, like if the princess is simply demanding you have sex with her, like that doesn't like sounds like a lot of people's fantasies, which is also why I gave him the
Yeah.
win. But
Yeah. Is this the first? I think this is the first in both this and Night of the Seven Kingdoms. It's the first time one of us is given the win and the loss to the same character.
it just I think
Not
part of me
arguing.
I think he earns it. He really earns it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who do you have for most valuable parent?
Keeping the streak going.
Viserys.
Yeah. Always Viserys.
I too.
Always
He's
Viserys.
such a feminist dad. Like he made it
Yeah.
like okay. So like Rhaenyra lied a little bit, but sorry. You go on. You go on. I've talked too much.
Well, no, exactly. It was called out the problematic family member, got rid of the problematic family member again, listened to his daughter, said, okay, well, if you say this didn't happen, then this didn't happen. But also, you're a teenage girl, and there are conversations we can't have. So I'm going to just, send you a little, not saying you need to drink this moon tea, but
I was
it's here.
deeply impressed. But I would have been impressed by that if that was like a modern father, much less a like
Hmm.
medieval based on. I'm like, damn, that feels like a Minnesota dad to me.
Never seen Viserys and Tim Waltz in the same room. That's all I'm saying.
I feel like they would agree on a lot of issues.
Mhm.
And
Yeah. What about the Queen of Love and Beauty?
for the triple crown, that is Kristen Cole again because he finished what Damon could not.
He did. Okay. I don't agree with what you say, but I support the right to say it.
Mostly just because he was really cute. Like, this is also the only time he's really cute. And they are like they're kind of adorable together. Like it is I don't know that we've ever seen like a truly innocent, sweet, maybe not since like John and Agreed. And even that's like kind of like covered up, like sort of tinged with the deceit that's in play. But I don't know that we've seen like that pure and sweet a coupling between two like young people young enough to not be virgins. Maybe Arya and Gendry, but like I feel like they were like, we're gonna die tomorrow, so let's have sex.
Yeah.
So this was just really sweet, and I thought it was nice for him to have been like, he seems like a nice boy.
And nowhere to go but up.
Nowhere to go.
And so he chose to go nowhere.
Just go down. Maybe. That's a lot for your first time. What about you?
So in my notes, I have no one. I literally have uh going back to that note here. Absolutely no one, although Damon was a contender. Damon up until they get to the brothel. Absolutely. Then he has his performance issues and doesn't walk her home.
Dude, that part. She does run away, but
She
also
does
that
run
part.
away, but also he sticks around
I they were
and
both
solves his problem.
yeah. Yeah, they were both assholes this week,
But
I
one of
found.
them was an adult, which
Exactly.
doesn't make any of this better.
Hey, she's a woman grown.
She has a woman grown.
Oh, old school pedophilia. Yeah, and on that note, folks, that takes us to the end of episode 4, King of the Narrow Sea. So consider the main points hit upon and consider yourself pretty prepared to launch into watching episode 5 and following along with our rewatch discussion of that episode as well when everybody continues to behave even better.
Yeah, yeah. This is what normally happens in a of Thrones esque show is, or any HBO drama really, is right around mid season is when everything starts going up for people.
Mhm. Mhm, mhm, mhm. Everyone just gets
Um,
really excited about stuff.
yeah, yeah. So who knows? Maybe next week we'll see a wedding.
I know there's a party. Only good things happen at
Yeah.
parties. Woohoo! See you in a bit, folks.
Bye, folks.